I don't know what decision to make. I've been trying to find a good mentor. I feel like I don't have someone that I can be honest with. I keep trying to be good enough so that people will love me. These quotes are just glimpses into some of the conversations that I've been privileged to have with our youth. And I think if we're being honest, they're glimpses into our own hearts. I went on a trip to Florida last month, and as I walked along the beach, I decided I wanted to find some seashells to bring home with me. And I was looking for the seashell with the perfect seashell shape or a very unique color. I wanted a shell without imperfections. But as I looked, I saw a lot of broken shells, pieces scattered throughout the sand. And I saw my life, and I saw the lives of our teams. And I saw the beauty in the pieces. And I saw Jesus sifting through the sand and holding those pieces in his hands. I don't know what caused this shell to break. Maybe it was a person. Maybe it endured a strong wave. But what I do know is that each of these pieces holds significance, and each of these pieces still contains the beauty of the shell. And that's how I've begun looking at our teams and at the ministry that God has given us to do. God entrusted us a piece of the life of this youth, and it is our job to honor and invest in that piece of their life. So, I would like to share with you all over the next couple minutes how we've invested in the lives of our youth in the last 4 months. We have engaged in a lot of fun over the last couple of months. The power of relationship is very important to us, and so these fun times allow us to grow that relationship naturally. So each month we do a special activity. Janelle briefly mentioned them. Our first month we went bowling, which, believe it or not, a couple of our youth had never been bowling before, and so it was cool to be able to expose them to that. Our second activity was to Youth Quake, which is a concert that is geared towards teens, and an artist named D1 performed that night. And it was cool. We were able to have all of our teams sponsored by members of Providence. And so all of the ticket costs were taken care of, which was a huge blessing, and so we were able to bring a really great group of youth. And at the concert, D1 said something that I believe is integral to our ministry and to the lives of our youth. And he said, if you don't know that you're special, you'll only do regular things. And our job is to make sure that our youth know that they are special and to allow them the opportunity to learn their strengths and to grow in them. And I think that it is so important for them to hear those messages and for them to know that people believe in them. For November, we facilitated a game night, which was honestly hilarious. And it also allowed the teens to kind of get to know each other and become more comfortable with each other. And we all survived a very intense game of dodgeball. We live to tell about it. I have a little video. I hope I do this right. I've never tried this before. But I want to show you a clip of our game night. So you can see this. So that was a little idea of our game night that we had. And then last month we had our end of the year celebration at Boondocks. Each night at D group, we also engage them in team building activities, get to know you activities, and we always have dinner together, which is a really special time. We spend a lot of time addressing questions that the youth have about life and about God. We currently have 2 staff members and 2 volunteers, and we are all committed to supporting the youth answer the question, where is God in this? Some of our topics that we have discussed have been discernment, decision-making, self-esteem, peer pressure, anger, identity, and authority. We seek to address these topics in a unique way that follows the transformational discipleship model. So each night we address the topic that first the youth have brought up. We never assume that we know what they're going through or what they want to talk about. And then we begin a discussion. We don't desire just to talk at the youth. We allow the youth to talk, share their thoughts, talk amongst themselves, and come to their own conclusion. And then we spend several minutes helping the youth find God in that specific topic. Then we close by just talking about how do we apply the things that we've just learned practically and in real life. Our desire is to hear more of the youth voice than the adult voice. My favorite night was when we discussed identity. And we broke off into different groups, and all of the teens were then to say some words to encourage the other person, to say some things that they see in the other person. And one of my youth said that he wasn't used to being affirmed like that. And he said, tonight I think I will actually be able to go to bed happy. And that was his first night at D group. In one night at D group, he was able to hear truth that changed the way that he saw himself, changed his demeanor, and that is what we are about. Every night that the teens come, we want them to hear truth about themselves, and we want them to hear truth about God. Each month, Janelle and I also commit to meeting one-on-one with each of the teens. Janelle talked a little bit about that. And we started that in mid-November, and since that time I've been able to have 8 one-on-ones. And honestly, this is probably my favorite part of second half. I love getting to take the teens out, building our relationship, giving them a space to talk about life and talk about where they're at. And I think this is probably one of the most impactful things that we do as an organization. Each month, as we invest in the lives of the youth, I write a newsletter that we send out to all of our financial and prayer partners to keep them engaged and also to help as we try to build our donor base. Janelle has shared that moving forward, we are excited to continue investing in the youth through the Emerging Leaders program. For the past couple months have definitely not been without their challenges. One of our challenges is with trying to figure out how to orient a volunteer base to transformational discipleship and the commitment that comes along with that. Our goal was to have a staff training, staff meeting once a month. Unfortunately, because of the volunteer schedules, we've only been able to have one. And so moving forward, we are assessing the current staff that we have and then also determining what are more realistic goals and expectations to set moving forward. Grant writing has also proven to be more of a challenge than I anticipated as I move into a new role and engage in all of the responsibilities. So currently that has been taken off of my to-do list, but like Janelle mentioned, Kellen has been of great support and has helped us to submit 2 capital grants, which has been great. But I think one of the greatest challenges has been gaining the wisdom to know how do we engage with the youth and the struggles that they are facing. What is our role? How do we form a relationship with the parent? What do we say in the midst of their struggle? How do I love them right now? I think that these are questions that we will face throughout our entire ministry. What I do know is that God allowed us to enter this part of their story for a reason, and that God entrusted us with this piece of their life because He is choosing to work through second half in the relationships that we are forming with the youth. A quote that has been of great encouragement to me in this season of my life is this: God's not done writing the story. And if God is not done writing the story, no one can finish that work except for Him. Many people have given up on the youth that we work with, but God is not done writing their story. He He is not done writing my story, and He is not done writing your story. God is not done putting the pieces of our lives together. So while we honor God in this ministry, I trust that He is working in the piece of the life of our youth who is seeking for love, and in the piece of the life of our youth who is seeking for a safe space. And I thank Him that He chooses to use us while He writes the story and puts the pieces together. Any questions?